Another Primarch video. If I haven't figured out the Warhammer YouTube meta yet, I'm never gonna figure it out. But yeah, if the thumbnail is what I think it is, then we're talking about Clonegrim, and more specifically my thoughts about Clonegrim. And just to be upright and for real with y'all, I am not the biggest Clonegrim fan, and that's not to say that I dislike Clonegrim for any real particular reason. I'm going to get into that, but don't take it too personal. I've noticed a lot of people like to be like tribal when it comes to who they like and who they don't like when it comes to legions and factions and all that. Don't take it too personal, guys. There's a lot of stuff I don't like when it comes to Warhammer, but there's a lot of stuff I do like. Clonegrim is just one of those things where I'm kind of just on the, if this was the stuff I really enjoy, stuff I really don't like, kind of leaning towards don't like. And I mean, I'll get into why, but first of all, if you don't know what Clonegrim is or what I'm even referring to, I'd recommend you go read the Fabius Bile trilogy. Really good stories, really interesting characters, and we get to see what I'm talking about. Clonegrim, Trizin, Fabius Bile, the works. But mainly, Fabius Bile makes this clone of Fulgrim, and you're thinking, oh, why is this special? He's made Primarch clones before. This particular clone was the really noticeably successful one. It had that Primarch aura, and this Fulgrim was untainted by chaos, yada, yada, yada. And then Trizin kind of procures the deal with Fabius Bile, where Fabius kind of gets some really nice, pure gene seed of the Emperor's children. And by default, guess who gets status bombed and stuck in the gallery for who knows how long it's going to be? Clonegrim, yes. So now that we got the little, overview out of the way, I just don't think it's a good, I like it in concept for being isolated in that story. I think it's great. But once people start talking about bringing it out of that story and, oh, he escapes and this can be a replacement for Fulgrim and this can be a continuance of the Primarchs coming back, I just kind of get put off by it. And it's like, even when we're talking about Primarchs coming back, there's just a part of me that's like, okay, on one hand, I'm going to always think it's cool. I think Primarchs are cool. These warrior gods who are basically just in human meat suits. I think they're awesome and they're cool, and I'm never not going to read their stuff and be like, this is awesome. But there's kind of a point where it's like, I don't want them coming back, because then it's going to be like, the traitor Primarchs are coming back, loyalists are coming back, and, Dorn used to be confirmed dead, now he's MIA. And, Alfarius is confirmed dead, apparently. But I just don't like it, because then it's like, I like the part of the setting where everything's sort of just on the tipping point of everyone losing, and everyone just has that one thing where if they get it, they could win. And I like that. But the Primarchs coming back just doesn't seem, it's just not a thing I like. And I guess I can't really put it eloquently, but like, the best way I can really describe it is like, Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. I know this might be a little weird to some people, but it's like, yeah, we get like an Endgame situation where they're all coming back and they're all going to clash. But I don't think I really want that. I would rather just see them establish how about the Lion interacting with Gilliman and taking it from there, or we get like, a lot of people want the Scouring series. I think that's cool too. But putting Clonegrim into the mix is just, one, theory. I know the setting is fictional and anything could happen, but realistically, it can't happen. He's in stasis, he's gone, he can't escape. Two, another common thing with Fulgrim that a lot of people say that kind of makes me think that they just are only reading excerpts and haven't read the novels is that he's untouched by chaos, which I did say earlier in the video. But here's the thing. I know we're seeing this through the perspective of Fabius Bile, but the book does note that he had the same tendencies as the OG Fulgrim, which was the need to, kind of be the best, and that means overcompensating, and this is leading towards the eventual fall to chaos, to Electric Boogaloo. But, some people are like, he's pure, he doesn't this, but if you read the book, yes, it may be from a biased perspective, but it is shown to be, this Fulgrim is basically falling even faster, or at least has the potential to fall faster than the original Fulgrim. And it's like a lot of people just either chosen to ignore that or haven't read the actual novels and really only go off YouTube videos and excerpts, which, again, I think it's great if you want to get into stuff. You read the excerpts and watch the YouTube videos, but you're cutting yourself out of a lot of content and a lot of context if you don't read the books. So yeah, I'm just another reason why I'm really just not the biggest fan of Clonegrim, and I just don't want him into the mix, because then it's like, yeah, he'll come back, but then it's like that's not really him. Like, I wouldn't want like a traitor Primarch being redeemed, and I wouldn't want this clone assuming his place. Like, it just doesn't really strike me as something I would enjoy. I don't know how a lot of people would feel about this. I know there's a lot of people on the internet who would go, absolutely put him in there. But I think GW, authors, whoever's really in charge of that, I have no clue. I'm just a dude who likes Warhammer, but they should kind of just, as I said before, establish the Primarchs we have now and kind of wait out the Primarchs coming back. I'm kind of hyped for the Traitor Primarchs to come back, but let's pace it out. And Clonegrim honestly has no place in this conversation. Maybe he does in power scaling, threads and all this nonsense, but honestly, I don't know. If any of you guys have arguments as to why he should be in there, I'm more than happy to hear them, but personally, I just don't really see. It's like, I'm not into it. There's no other way to say it. I'm not going to stretch it out. I'm just not into it, guys. I think Fulgrim was really good. The clone Fulgrim, at least, was really good in this, one-off story, and it was really entertaining, but now it's over. It's done. I don't see a point in bringing him back, and there really shouldn't be a point to bring him back. He's cool, and I think we can all just kind of appreciate what he did in the isolated story that he was, and there's no need to kind of bring him back, like, it would kind of, I think, not sully the reputation that he has, but like, it would kind of take away from the aura that he had for me. Like, it would take away from the character, because you put him back in and from this impossible setting to get out of, and it's just kind of cheapens the character almost. So yes, I'm not the biggest Clonegrim fan, but again, if you guys are, please feel free to just let me know why, or who would you put in there, or why, or Connor, you're wrong and here's why. I live for the conversation, so let me know. But otherwise, guys, I am out of here.